Engine manufacturers don't want you to know that their reliability ratings are complete fiction. What if I told you that some engines will catastrophically fail after just 50,000 miles? That's not poor maintenance. 50,000 miles, and you'll understand why these engines destroy themselves without warning. Imagine dropping $50,000 on what looks like the perfect truck, only to discover it's powered by an engine designed by people who clearly never tested long-term durability. In this video, I'm counting down the 13 engines that are hidden time bombs waiting to destroy your vehicle. And trust me, number 1 might shock you. It's so unreliable that entire production runs have been recalled for sudden engine seizure. Stick with me to the end, because this isn't just engine advice. It's your financial survival guide to avoid the mechanical disasters disguised as modern engineering. Number 13. Ford 1.0-liter EcoBoost 3-cylinder, 2018 to 2022. Starting our countdown at number 13, the Ford 1.0-liter EcoBoost 3-cylinder represents everything wrong with Ford's pursuit of fuel economy over reliability. This tiny engine might deliver impressive MPG numbers, but it's hiding a fatal flaw that can destroy the entire power plant without warning. The problem centers on the wet belt oil pump system, a cost-cutting design that uses a rubber belt running in oil to drive the oil pump. This belt deteriorates over time, shedding particles that clog oil passages and starve the engine of lubrication. When the belt fails completely, the oil pump stops working, and the engine seizes within minutes. NHTSA has opened an investigation into these failures after receiving numerous complaints about sudden engine destruction at low mileage. Owners report driving normally when their engines suddenly lock up, often requiring complete replacement that can cost $5,000 or more. The failures typically occur without warning, giving drivers no opportunity to prevent catastrophic damage. One day the engine runs normally, the next day it's completely destroyed. This unpredictability makes the 1.0-liter EcoBoost particularly dangerous for owners who depend on their vehicles for daily transportation. Number 12, GM 3.6-liter high-feature V6, 2007 to 2010. At number 12, the early GM 3.6-liter high-feature V6 demonstrates how a fundamentally good design can be ruined by poor execution and quality control. This engine powers popular vehicles like the Traverse, Enclave, Acadia, and Outlook, but early versions are ticking time bombs waiting to destroy themselves. The primary problem involves timing chain stretch that causes the chains to jump teeth or break entirely. When this happens, the pistons can collide with the valves, causing catastrophic internal damage that requires complete engine replacement. The timing chain problems often develop gradually, starting with rattling noises on cold starts that progressively get worse. Metal contamination in the oil is often the first warning sign that timing chain components are failing. Owners who have their oil analyzed often discover metal particles that indicate internal wear, but by the time these particles appear, significant damage has already occurred. Repair costs for timing chain failures range from $3,000 to $7,000, depending on the extent of internal damage. Many owners discover that the cost of repairs exceeds their vehicle's value, forcing them to either abandon the vehicle or invest more money than it's worth. Number 11, Ford 6.0-liter Powerstroke diesel, 2003 to 2007. The Ford 6.0-liter Powerstroke diesel at number 11 has earned legendary status among diesel enthusiasts, but not for good reasons. This engine represents one of the most spectacular engineering failures in modern diesel history, requiring thousands of dollars in modifications just to achieve basic reliability. The Powerstroke's problems stem from multiple design flaws that work together to create systematic failures. The EGR coolers clog with soot and crack, causing coolant contamination and overheating. The head bolts are insufficient for the high boost pressures, leading to blown head gaskets and warped cylinder heads. The combination of these problems has created an entire aftermarket industry focused on bulletproofing these engines. The bulletproofing process typically costs $8,000 to $10,000 and involves replacing the EGR cooler, head studs, oil cooler, and other components with upgraded parts that should have been included from the factory. Thousands of owners have been stranded by sudden failures that can occur without warning. The engine might run normally one day, then suffer catastrophic coolant loss or head gasket failure the next. These failures often happen far from home, creating dangerous situations and expensive towing bills. Number 10. BMW N63 4.4-liter Biturbo V8, 2008 to 2012. At number 10, the BMW N63 4.4-liter Biturbo V8 represents German engineering at its most problematic. This engine powers high-end BMW models like the 5 Series, 6 Series, 7 Series, X5, and X6. But it's plagued by systematic design flaws that make ownership a financial nightmare. The N63's hot V design places the turbochargers between the cylinder banks, creating extreme heat that causes numerous problems. The high temperatures lead to timing chain stretch, oil leaks, injector failures, and excessive oil consumption that can require adding multiple quarts between oil changes. Repair costs for 63 problems are astronomical, often exceeding $10,000 for major failures. The complex design requires extensive disassembly for many repairs, driving labor costs to extreme levels. Simple problems like injector replacement can cost thousands of dollars due to the accessibility issues created by the turbocharger placement. The excessive oil consumption is particularly problematic because it can lead to oil starvation and catastrophic engine failure if owners don't constantly monitor oil levels. Many owners report adding a quart of oil every 1,000 miles, creating ongoing expense and anxiety about potential engine damage. Number 9. Subaru EJ25 2.5-liter, 1999 to 2015. The Subaru EJ25 2.5-liter boxer engine at number 9 has achieved cult status among automotive enthusiasts, but not necessarily for positive reasons. This engine powers popular Subaru models like the Forester, Outback, Impreza, and Legacy, but it's plagued by systematic head gasket failures and oil consumption problems. Head gasket failures are the EJ25's most notorious problem, typically occurring between 100,000 and 150,000 miles. The failures manifest as coolant leaks, oil contamination, and overheating that can cause catastrophic engine damage if not addressed immediately. The boxer design makes head gasket replacement particularly expensive, often costing $2,000 to $4,000. The oil consumption problems were severe enough to trigger a class action lawsuit against Subaru. Affected engines can burn a quart of oil every 1,000 to 2,000 miles due to defective piston rings that allow oil to enter the combustion chambers. If owners don't constantly monitor oil levels, the engine can seize from oil starvation. Consumer Reports has specifically warned about the EJ25's oil consumption issues, noting that owners must be vigilant about checking oil levels to prevent catastrophic failure. The constant need to add oil creates ongoing expense and anxiety for owners who never know when their engine might run dry. Let me pause here to mention something important. If you're finding this analysis of problematic engines valuable for your vehicle decisions, consider subscribing to stay updated on automotive reliability information like this. Understanding these patterns can save you from expensive engine failures and help you make better vehicle choices. Number 8. Oldsmobile 5.7-liter diesel V8, 1978 to 1985. At number 8, the Oldsmobile 5.7-liter diesel V8 represents one of the most spectacular engineering failures in automotive history. This engine single-handedly destroyed American consumer confidence in passenger car diesels for over 30 years and serves as a cautionary tale about rushing unproven technology to market. The diesel was created by converting an existing gasoline V8 design rather than engineering a purpose-built diesel engine. This fundamental compromise led to systematic failures that made the engine essentially unusable for its intended purpose. The head bolts were insufficient for diesel compression pressures, leading to blown head gaskets and cracked cylinder heads. The engine produced only 120 horsepower despite being a large V8, making it both unreliable and underpowered. Many engines failed before reaching 30,000 miles, often requiring complete replacement that cost more than many vehicles were worth. The widespread failures led to class action lawsuits and helped spark the creation of lemon laws. Owners reported being stranded repeatedly by sudden failures that could occur without warning. The engine's reputation became so poor that it killed the market for passenger car diesels in America for decades. Even today, American consumers remain skeptical of diesel passenger cars, largely due to the Oldsmobile diesel disaster. Number 7. Cadillac Northstar 4.6-liter V8, 1993 to 2010. The Cadillac Northstar 4.6-liter V8 at number 7 was supposed to represent the pinnacle of American luxury engine technology, but it became notorious for expensive head gasket failures that could destroy the entire engine. This power plant was used in various Cadillac models, including the Seville, DeVille, Eldorado, SRX, and XLR. The Northstar's problems stem from head bolts that stretch over time, causing the head gaskets to fail and allowing coolant to mix with oil. When this happens, the engine can overheat catastrophically, often warping the aluminum cylinder heads and requiring complete engine replacement. The repair process is particularly expensive because it requires removing the entire engine from the vehicle to access the head bolts properly. This engine-out procedure typically costs $4,000 or more, often exceeding the value of older vehicles equipped with the Northstar. The head gasket failures typically occur around 100,000 miles, often just outside of warranty coverage. Many owners discover the problem when they notice white exhaust smoke, coolant loss, or overheating, but by that point, significant damage has often already occurred. Number 6. Chrysler 2.7-liter V6, 1998 to 2010. At number 6, the Chrysler 2.7-liter V6 represents one of the most problematic engines ever installed in popular family vehicles. This engine powered various Chrysler products, including the Sebring, Concorde, Intrepid, and 300. But it's plagued by systematic sludge problems that can cause total engine failure. The 2.7 liters problems stem from coolant leaks that allow antifreeze to mix with engine oil, creating a sludge that blocks oil passages and starves the engine of lubrication. The engine's design exacerbates this problem by having small oil passages that clog easily when contaminated. Over 400 NHTSA complaints have been filed regarding 2.7-liter engine failures, with many owners reporting sudden engine seizure that occurs without warning. The Center for Auto Safety pushed for recalls due to the high severity of failures and safety concerns about sudden engine loss. CarComplaints.com rates the 2.7-liter engine problems as high-severity issues that can leave drivers stranded in dangerous situations. The engine failures often occur suddenly, giving drivers no warning that problems are developing. Number 5. Ford 5.4-liter 3-valve Triton V8, 2004 to 2010. The Ford 5.4-liter 3-valve Triton V8 at number 5 has earned infamy among truck owners for turning routine maintenance into expensive nightmares and creating systematic reliability problems. This engine powers popular Ford vehicles, including the F-150, Expedition, and Navigator. The Triton's most notorious problem involves cam phaser failures that cause rattling noises and can lead to timing chain jumping. When cam phasers fail, they can cause the timing chains to slip, resulting in catastrophic internal damage that requires complete engine replacement. Spark plug problems compound the Triton's reliability issues. The two-piece spark plug design causes plugs to break during removal, leaving threaded portions stuck in the cylinder head. What should be routine maintenance can quickly become a $1,000 plus repair, requiring specialized extraction tools. Thousands of complaints have been filed with NHTSA regarding sudden stalling and engine failures. The cam phaser problems can cause sudden loss of power that creates dangerous driving situations, particularly when the engine fails in traffic or on highways. Number 4. Nissan VC Turbo 2.0-liter, 2019 to 2025. At number 4, the Nissan VC Turbo 2.0-liter represents the dangers of cutting-edge technology implemented poorly. This variable compression engine is featured in the Altima and Rogue, but it's plagued by bearing defects that can cause sudden catastrophic failure. The variable compression technology that makes this engine unique also creates complex internal stresses that have led to premature bearing failures. When bearings fail, the engine can seize suddenly, often requiring complete replacement that costs $7,000 or more. Nissan has recalled over 480,000 vehicles equipped with this engine due to bearing problems that can cause sudden power loss while driving. Owners report engines failing catastrophically with less than 50,000 miles, often while still under warranty. Consumer Reports gives Nissan low reliability scores of 2 out of 5, partly due to problems with this engine. The combination of complex technology and poor quality control has created a modern time bomb that can fail without warning. Number 3, Hyundai and Kia Theta, 2.0-liter and 2.4-liter, 2010 to 2021. The Hyundai and Kia Theta 2 engines at number 3 represent one of the largest automotive disasters in recent history, affecting millions of vehicles across multiple model lines. These engines power popular vehicles including the Sonata, Optima, Santa Fe, Sorento, Tucson, and Sportage. Manufacturing debris left in the engines during production clogs oil passages and causes bearing seizures, knocking, and in some cases engine fires. The debris problem is systematic rather than isolated, affecting entire production runs and requiring massive recall campaigns. Over 10 million vehicles have been recalled due to Theta 2 engine problems, making this one of the largest recall campaigns in automotive history. NHTSA has opened investigations into the effectiveness of recall repairs after over 40 engines failed even after being fixed. Mechanics report that these engines fail fast when problems develop, often going from normal operation to complete failure within a short period. The sudden nature of failures creates safety hazards when engines lose power unexpectedly in traffic. CarComplaints.com shows high complaint rates for vehicles equipped with Theta 2 engines, with many owners reporting total engine loss that requires expensive replacement. 10-year ownership costs soar due to the likelihood of major engine failure. The scope of the Theta 2 problems has led to criminal investigations and massive financial penalties for both Hyundai and Kia. The systematic nature of the defects indicates fundamental problems with quality control and manufacturing processes. Number 2, Honda 3.5-liter V6, 2016 to 2025. At number 2, the Honda 3.5-liter V6 represents a shocking reliability failure from a manufacturer known for bulletproof engines. This power plant is used in popular Honda vehicles including the Pilot SUV, Ridgeline truck, Odyssey minivan, and Passport SUV. The engine suffers from rod bearing wear caused by manufacturing debris that contaminates the oil system and causes premature bearing failure. When bearings fail, the engine can stall suddenly or seize completely, often requiring total replacement. NHTSA is investigating over 2 million vehicles after receiving more than 3,000 complaints about engine failures. The auto stop/start system appears to exacerbate bearing problems by creating additional stress cycles that accelerate wear. Owners report total engine loss occurring between 50,000 and 100,000 miles, often just outside of warranty coverage. Engine replacement costs typically exceed $5,000, making these failures particularly expensive for owners of what they expected to be reliable Honda vehicles. Despite Honda's reputation for reliability, this engine has proven to be a liability that contradicts everything consumers expect from the brand. The systematic nature of failures indicates fundamental design or manufacturing problems that affect the entire engine family. The 3.5-liter V6 problems are particularly disappointing because they affect family vehicles that owners depend on for reliable transportation. The sudden nature of failures can leave families stranded and facing unexpected major expenses. Number 1. GML 87 6.2-liter VE8, 2021 to 2025. Taking the top spot as the most dangerous hidden time bomb, the GML 87 6.2-liter V8 represents a catastrophic quality control failure affecting some of America's most popular trucks and SUVs. This high-output engine produces 420 horsepower and is found in the Chevrolet Silverado, GMC Sierra, Tahoe, Yukon, and Cadillac Escalade. The L87 suffers from a fundamental crankshaft defect that causes rod bearing failures, leading to sudden engine lockup that can occur while driving. When this happens, the engine seizes instantly, potentially causing loss of power steering and creating extreme crash risks. NHTSA has opened an investigation covering 877,000 vehicles after receiving 39 complaints about sudden engine seizure. A recall has already been issued for 597,000 U.S. vehicles, but the investigation suggests the problem may be even more widespread. Consumer Reports ranks GM trucks equipped with this engine as having poor reliability with scores of 2 out of 5. 10-year ownership costs can exceed $10,000 due to the likelihood of major engine failure and associated repairs. The crankshaft defect causes rod bearings to fail without warning, often resulting in catastrophic internal damage that requires complete engine replacement. The sudden nature of these failures creates safety hazards when engines lock up unexpectedly in traffic. If your vehicle with an L87 engine exhibits stalling, knocking, or unusual noises, it should be considered a ticking time bomb. The potential for sudden failure makes these engines immediately dangerous, and owners should consider trading their vehicles before catastrophic failure occurs. The L87 represents the ultimate hidden time bomb because it affects expensive, popular vehicles that owners expect to be reliable. The combination of sudden failure modes, safety hazards, and massive repair costs makes this engine the most dangerous power plant currently on American roads. Now that you know which engines will destroy themselves, you need to see which modifications can actually improve reliability and performance. Check out my video on 17 modifications that are actually worth it. These upgrades will help you avoid the problems plaguing these factory time bombs.